This is the work in this holy land, the breaking open, the softening, unimaginable. I tread lightly as if my steps would sink into the sands of time. Here I am with my voice receiving the light from this land. Infinite sacred path to the open arms of the sea. Your sons and daughters, they bathe in the song of the waters that flow, waters that flow, renewing your dreams as you sleep on the lap of the sea. May we in clarity walk and follow your steps, shells open and close, mystery of the sea, a path laid in pearls, mystery of the sea. His fishes and silver. Oh, yeah, the salt that sustains us. Oh, yeah, siren who enchants us. Oh, yeah, where the shore meets the sea. Yemanja. On this beach, to see my womb, a breast to suckle, in relief and comfort, you had to break me, and surrender is all that I can do to find peace. Invisible undercurrents move through my body and soul, inner tremors, they shake my earth, and walls crumble, structures fall. I'm like jelly inside, I'm like putty in the Creator's hands. Oh, great artist, what would you make of me?
Oh, Sookie now. I know you guys are wondering, when did Rickie make that video looking so good on the beach? Oh, yeah. Didn't I look younger? Oh, my God. I got to thank the people who put my show together for making me look so good. No, kidding, just kidding. That was the very beautiful Alissa Sanders and her new video. Hi, Cheryl. So let me just warm up the room before we jump in here with Alyssa tonight. Welcome everybody to Soul Fulfilling. I just realized that all of that switching on this mic and that mic and all of that was not necessary. I'm just going to stay on one mic all night. That's what I'm going to do for the hour instead of going over here and over there. You know, it's like no, I'm going to just be right here and welcome everybody into the room. And then we're going to talk about what we just saw. That was an amazing song that she's singing, you know. So come on into the room, Gwen Moore. Hello from Colorado. Cheryl Polsky. Kimberly Lovelace. Yes, Chef Lori. Marianthe Feldmeyer. Marion Lewis was the first one on. Margaret your heart. Come on in the room. Oh good, holy, holy. All good, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is good, holy, holy. All joy, holy, holy. All joy, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, and my soul. Let me know all is joy, holy, holy. All one, holy, holy. All one, holy, holy. And all in my mind, in my heart, and my soul. Let me know all is one, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, and my soul. Let me know all is good, holy, holy. Hey, John Caesar, Terry Dean, Marcus Huffman. Oh my gosh. The saints are loading in tonight for tonight's conversation. Good evening, everyone. So blessed to have Wednesday evening free. Hey, welcome back, Margaret, Meg, and many of you. I love the way you come in, and sometimes you're not able to make it, but when you can, you're here, and when you're not here, others are here. It's kind of like choir rehearsal used to be. We used to have like sometimes folks could make it, sometimes they couldn't. Alissa, I think you used to be in the choir. Were you ever in the choir? Alissa Sanders, come on into the room. There she goes.
Yes.
Welcome, Alissa
Yes.
Sanders, tonight.
Hi, Rickie. Thank you so much for having me. And
Oh,
yes, I was in choir 2011, I think it was, 12, a bit of 13, and a bit of 14.
wow, that's a long
It
time.
changed my life.
So yeah. I think singing with that particular body of individuals in that particular body of work, it was a life changer for a lot of folks. It was life changing for many of us. And what I liked about you then, and what I like about you now, is that was that pristine tone. You. This is a remarkable singer who is joining us tonight. So I'm going to read a little bit about what I wrote about her, because some people just come on and they don't even read. But I say Alissa Sanders is a songbird of love who travels the world with a precious curiosity about culture, art, and the ways that people do what they do. Yeah. And she is here this evening to share her insights from the road. We just caught a snippet of her latest project, which is called Yemanja. And I said, artists like Alyssa encourage us to stretch. So come to our intimate midweek meetup where everybody loves you. Like we love everybody on this thread. We know each other, and those who come in for the first time, hey, it'll feel like first time love. You'll feel very invited because the song said all good, all love. I believe at the end of the journey is God. I believe that we cannot take any of the money that we made or tried to make or wanted to make. We can't take any of the husbands. We can't take any of the lovers. We can't take any of the property or real estate. We can't even take our catalog of songs with us. What we take. What do we take, Alyssa?
Love.
Mm-hmm.
We take
That's
love.
what we take. We take love, because that is what's really real. God is real and God is love.
Yeah.
And at the end of all of it, there is love. You know, we want to believe that when we die, that if you ain't been cool, you go right to hell. You
I
go
love
right to
it.
hell.
Right.
God is love, man. God is like,
And God doesn't
but
have a hell.
you gonna answer now. Don't think you're not gonna answer for all of those mistakes. I mean, but most of the time you're answering in this incarnation.
Right. Especially nowadays. It's quick.
Oh
Karma's
yes,
like,
it's quick karma. It ain't credit karma. It's quick. It's
it's
quick.
quick.
It's quick karma. It turns around like bam.
For real. So you don't forget what you did.
Yeah, well, it's important, to make the most of this incarnation, which is supposed to be about love.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
My
you know
God.
what? The incarnation is what it is, and we will make of it what we will. But if God is in the midst of it, you're going to return to something more pristine than you could design of your own making. And that's
Mhm.
what that song, all good, holy, holy, was all about. But tonight we're talking about this little songbird of love and who travels the world. So tell us, with this precious curiosity about culture, where did that come from, Alissa?
Ricky, I don't know. I think that just kind of came factory installed because I remember when I was I'm the only one in my family that's like this really, but I remember being like maybe 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you remember this. Maybe you had this for Georgia. Do you remember National Geographic? They had a kids magazine.
Oh yeah, she had
Forgot
it.
the name of it. So
Yeah.
mom subscribed to that, and I'd get that every month and just like go through that thing like, oh my God, all these places.
Yeah, Georgia
You
did
know,
too.
there was like a book that had like all the animals and then pictures
Yeah.
of kids. So like that was always something that really fired up my spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just, as soon as was an adult and could start, deciding that where I was gonna go, I just started to travel.
Mm-hmm.
And when I left college in 92, I was like, I'm not ready to choose a job. And, because in the 80s, it was kind of like, okay, if you go to college, then you get a job that you hate because you got to get that car and that house and that money. Like people
Mm-hmm.
weren't talking about
Mm-hmm.
God and, well, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you would go to church, but they
Mm-hmm.
weren't talking about what is really important in life. It was like, get that
Mm-hmm.
material stuff. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, wait a minute. I haven't had any choice over anything for the first 18, 20 years of my life. I want to go travel. I want to go see what's in this world. And it
Mm-hmm.
was almost like my spirit was reminding me of this wanderlust I had as a child. And once I got out into the world, started meeting people, started seeing different realities,
Mm-hmm.
um, it was just fascinating. It was like that was school for me. The
That's
things
right.
that I learned in college, I don't really remember, but the
Mm.
things I've learned from people I've met traveling, from the experiences, the knowing that God is with me, because I would get myself into situations and the only reason I got out of them and still
Was
here
God.
was God. Yeah, looking back, I can see
Mm-hmm.
that. But
Mm-hmm.
it's to the point where one of the things I love about travel is that I feel closer to God.
Mm-hmm.
It's a place where when I step into that airport, I'm surrendered. And I know wherever I end up, I'm going to be taken care of. I'm going to meet the people I need to meet. I will
Mm-hmm.
have the resources. I almost don't really plan my trips very much now
Mm-hmm.
because I just feel held and guided and protected and
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
very much in alignment with whatever spirit intends for me on the trip.
That's a beautiful answer. It reminds me so much of planning for a concert that I do.
Mm,
The way I roll with my concerts is like I don't really plan what I'm going to sing. I plan to sing well. I
mm,
plan to be received. I plan to have a real love fest, when I step out on the stage.
mm.
Uh, uh, but that's it. It's like I,
It's
I
beautiful.
I'll make a list maybe about when I'm with the band, for the sound check and the rehearsal,
Uh-huh.
and find out what's most popular in that place where I am,
Uh-huh.
songs that they like of mine, and then
Okay.
I do those, and then I do things that they haven't heard before, but they want to feel that, and I can feel that, like if somebody sits down to a concert of yours, everything they hear they've never heard. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, in America. Now,
Yeah, yeah.
In Brazil, it might be different because you live there for so long. You've learned a lot of the folkloric pieces and other pieces with bands and what have you. You know, so there's going to be some familiarity. But sometimes, you know, people hear things and they never. What they're listening with now is something really fresh. That's very much like when you go to some place for the first time.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
you're taking them with your music, with your song to a new place,
Huh.
you know,
Cool.
as opposed to, you know, and then sometimes, you know, folks just want to hear what they want to hear. You know,
Yeah.
well, can you do all praise into God? It's like, yes, I can, but I ain't.
Cause it's the Ricky Show.
But I will
Cause you
do,
get
you
to
know,
choose.
but they get everything. They get
Yeah.
my audiences are totally spoiled, but they are totally kind too in giving space for what Ricky wants to do. And a lot of times they go like, what
Right.
do you want to do? So when you go to a place that's a fresh new place that you've never been, you go to a stage
Mhm.
with an audience of folks that you've never met. You know, you step
Mhm.
out on the stage. I get a feeling you step out there, step onto that stage with the same um, courage and guns, you know, that you do when you go to the airport, not all the time knowing. Tell, tell
Not
me what
yet.
it's like. Tell me
Not
what it's
yet.
like. You're not there yet. Okay.
No, I'm not there. I want to get to where you are. Seriously, that's part of why I'm working with circle songs. I'm not there at that level of trust yet on
Hmm.
stage.
Hmm.
But I love how you describe that because I can hear in what you're saying how to show up that way for music as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I know that when I've been at your shows, it's the audience totally trust you. We
Hmm.
know that you're going to take us to a good place, to a loving place. So
Hmm.
we are
Hmm.
okay with not knowing,
Hmm.
and you help us to connect.
Hmm. Hmm.
So but I love that. I'm not there, and so I'm a Virgo, so and I think the Virgo part of me comes out
Hmm.
pre-show,
Hmm. Hmm.
in part because I where what I'm doing right now in music is kind of a little bit more generic than where I'm going. I have some stuff coming up next year that I'm going to have a little bit more freedom, but
Hmm.
right now it's jazz standards and a
Hmm.
few of the Brazilian stuff that people want to hear, and not too much of my original or kind of like reinvented stuff like what we just heard.
Hmm.
And I think when I start doing that, I'm going to have a little bit more room to
Hmm.
just like go with the flow.
Hmm.
But also it's showing up and trusting. And I every time I get on stage, I ask Spirit, sing through me.
Hmm.
Sing
Hmm.
through me. I want to be there. I want to experience the love and that connection that
Hmm.
you feel when like the music is just coming through.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm not where you are yet. That I aspire to get there one day because I know
You
what
know,
it feels like in the audience when
that's deep, you know, because nobody's ever said that to me because I've never spoken to an artist like you. I've spoken to other artists like them, but
Mhm.
this kind of conversation I have not had, and I never um, considered this to be a, I just enjoy where I am. But when in what you're saying, I remember the earlier years when I did have my list.
Hmm.
You know, because I was singing standards, jazz standards, popular songs. You know, that was the way I made my living. You know,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
and I found my way with those songs. You know, those songs were
Mhm.
beautiful. So you know,
Yeah.
we are still ourselves even with the set list.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
mean, you're still wild even with the set list.
Yeah, I do it my way. I do it my way.
Yeah, well, that tone of yours is so gorgeous, uh, and uh, and
Thank you.
and it really is. I can see why you were called to Brazil. You know, and when did you go to Brazil?
I went for the first time, it was the year after college. That was 93.
Hmm.
And then I went back there to live in 96.
Hmm.
And then, there's been back and forth. When we met, and when I joined choir, I was back in LA for about a year and a half. That was 2011. But then Brazil called me back. Brazil is a crazy thing. People are, why did you go? That's where Spirit has wanted me to be. And I come here and try to start something up, and Spirit's like, nope, come back. So.
And when you're there, are you in Bahia? Where do you mostly? Where do you find yourself when you go to Brazil?
I currently spend more time in Bahia. So that was my residence through this year. I was in São Paulo for about 12 years, and that's actually where I started singing professionally. And it's kind of like the difference between New York and, let's say, like San Francisco. So São Paulo is the New York, where you've got, tons of clubs and, a lot of corporate people. There's a lot of money there. So it's a place where there's a lot of opportunity. But Bahia is where the spirit is. That's where
it's a lot of soul in Bahia. Yeah.
The culture. And that's where my spirit felt at home. So I went back there, and I actually started off there 96 to 2000, and then I moved back in 2015. And yeah.
Well, you, Charles Holt, Stacey Amon Yeldell, you guys are all fluent in Portuguese.
Charles too. Oh, I didn't know. Okay. Okay. Wow. I'd love to hear
I might be making that up, but I thought he was. Yeah, I think he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next time I see him, I'm gonna be like, "Bom dia."
He'll be able to say, but sometimes if you don't use it, you lose it. But I want to, it's like looking at your travel, because I have gotten, and I don't know if it happens with time, and there are some people on the thread who can attest to this, who like to do things. They like to do all kinds of things. They like to go canoeing and, I'll go like, no, I'd be thinking like, what if I get out there and a riptide comes, but, and you don't have to find the courage to travel. You are inspired to travel. I kind of think in your bones, you're destined to travel.
Yeah.
I traveled a lot. It's like I can hear somebody going like, "What's she talking about? Not traveling? She's been all over the world." But my work took me there. And it was great to go to all of those places I went. But I'm most comfortable at home. I'm so comfortable in the woods. In the familiar, even if the woods are not familiar, but I just, I kind of like being around people that I recognize. But I've enjoyed Costa Rica. I enjoyed Brazil. Those places are really gorgeous, but I enjoyed South Africa more than those places. And then the townships is not nearly as beautiful, but the people are. The people are so beautiful there.
Wow.
And you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it must be about the journey and what it is that we are here to fulfill in the ways of our service,
Absolutely.
The service of our gifts,
So
now, was that your first class last night at the New World Stage?
No, actually we started September 5th.
Well, tell us about this method of singing. Listen to this, you guys. It's so interesting, and you may have seen some of it with Bobby McFerrin, but check out what she's doing. I think it's pretty remarkable.
Thank you. So, when I was just thinking where this actually started was with choir. And being reminded singing in your choir of how it's different, when you are sharing song with a body of people, and when you are you have that singular focus, like the focus was the themes we were singing in your song, and we're connecting to the music, we're connecting to spirit, we're connecting to each other. It amplifies the energy, it amplifies the power of the song in a way that is very different than when you're singing by yourself, which is also great, but it's just different when it's like you become a body with these people. And after choir, I went back to Brazil and I didn't do any more singing in groups, but I always missed that. And then last year, I connected with a group of people in Brazil called Música do Círculo, which is music of the circle. And Spirit was just like, go do this workshop. Like it's literally just popped up in my inbox, and Spirit was like, you need to go. So I paid for it and I went.
I like the way you listen.
It was very good. It was like, go, okay. So I went, and it was in Bahia in this. It took like 10 hours to get there. This remote eco villa far away from everything, like no electricity, the solar light, like isolated. And it's 25 people. We all came together and we just sang together for like 7 hours a day. And in nature, trees, the ocean.
See, I would like that. See that I'd like that.
Yes. So okay. So we'll come back to that, because maybe we need to organize something for you to come down there and bring some people and sing, because it was just magical is not even the right word, but I reconnected to singing in a different way, where I was like, oh wait, this is what I want. This thing of connecting to the music, and it's not about me being up on stage and doing that. No, it's about the group and what can come through us. And so then I was like, oh, I need more of this, because it's like, it's a different high. And the teacher from that group was like, Bobby McFerrin does this. And I'm going to his workshop. If you're going to be in the States in August, you should come. As it turned out, I was coming back to the States last August to see my mom. Spirit was like, you better go. So I went, and everything opened up. Plane ticket opened up. My girlfriend lives in San Francisco. She said, you come stay with me. Went there. And, Bobby McFerrin is someone who is always connected. I mean, I admired this man before, but to watch how my impression, Rickie, is that he's just listening, and it's just coming through him. He's not thinking, I'm going to sing this. He's just listening to Spirit. And I think God's got an orchestra that he's tuned into, and he's recreating that. And he trusts. It's like there's not even enough time for him to be like, wait, that note? What am I going to? He is just coming through.
He's fluid, man.
Oh,
he's fluid. He's fluid. He's fluent.
Yes.
And he's just, I think, and anybody, everybody on this thread, if you don't know who Bobby McFerrin is, leave the room. No, write it down, Bobby McFerrin, and check him out. That's McFerrin, but don't worry, be happy. Ooh, do 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 do. Don't worry, be happy. And I remember when Don't Worry, Be Happy came out, I was mad because I was frustrated because, I was trying to make some money with music and it wasn't happening. And here he come up talking about Don't Worry, Be Happy. I was like, what are you talking about? And everybody loved it. How could you not like, here's a little song I wrote. I want to sing it note for note. Don't worry, be happy. Landlord said the rent is due. Something, something come for you, but don't worry, be happy. Do 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 do. And it was so simple, but I hadn't even discovered. I knew the power of simplicity with a dance record that I'd had that was a big hit, with the Shemise record, the She Can't Love You record. But I spent 4 years trying to recreate that. I recreated it, but the universe, God, and the creator, which the creator is even more than the universe, the creator. The creator was like, no. It's like, that ain't what we put you here for.
Right,
you
right.
know, and I was hitting wall after wall after wall, and
Mhm.
because and I was married with children. Probably if I had been single, I would have ended up in Bahia, you know,
Hey.
singing with the circle group, but with that kind of yearning for something uh, that is programmed within us to want to have. And
Mhm.
I'm from the older people, and but a lot of younger people have that disease too. But I was an older person with that with wanting to be known
Yeah.
in the world for my work.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
wanted to be known for the work. I wanted to make money from the work. I wanted to buy my mom a house with my work.
Right, right,
I wasn't necessarily trying to serve the community with my
right.
work. That
That's a
wasn't,
fairy tale. They tell us that that's what you're supposed to go for.
yeah. And then then here come Bobby McFerrin talking about don't worry, be happy. And he making all the money. I was real mad.
Because he's not worried. He's just
He
being
wasn't
happy.
worried. And he was masterful at it. So it wasn't just that he was saying, don't worry, be happy. What he had done was to create something that was so magnificent from such a simple context.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really complex. But nobody felt any of that. Nobody
Right.
knew all that it took for him to make
Mm-hmm.
all those sounds,
Right, right. Yes.
you know,
Yep.
all those sounds. Because I think that was a all vocal record. I think he did.
You know it is.
I think he did
Yeah.
all the songs, all the bass parts. Do, boo, do, 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 boo. I think it was,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but
It
I
might have
mean,
had like a guitar on it, but yeah. Well, he does
possibly,
that live, Ricky.
yeah.
It is absolutely like I've seen it a couple of times because I did the workshop this year as
But you
well.
were on the stage with him, though.
Yeah.
That's like to
Well,
me, you
yeah.
know what that's like? That's like me being on the stage with His Holiness the Dalai Lama.
Oh,
You were on the
yeah,
stage with Bobby McFerrin.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Kathy Obaro was there too. Kathy Obaro sometimes is here, you know. Sometimes she's in the
Hi,
thread,
Kathy.
but
Yeah, it was
Kathy
great
was there.
seeing her. I hung out with her. We had lunch a few times. Dan came too the last day. The
Yeah.
last day, Ricky, it is the most fabulous thing if you can ever experience
Well,
this.
tell us about it, a little bit about the circle song.
So what
What's it
Bobby
called?
what Bobby McFerrin's does with Circle Songs is he's taken what he did in Don't Worry Be Happy and most of his later work where he's
Mhm,
just using the instrument as his voice and his
mhm,
instrument, like you said, he's a master. So his instrument can make any sound that any other instrument can make. I mean, and that man's got a falsetto. I don't know what the highest note he can go to, and he goes all the
yeah,
way down the bass, and he's
mhm,
so quick
yeah,
that he really. There are moments when you're in the group because what he's done is he has curated a group of other singers who
mhm,
are like-minded, who are about uh, singing for joy and love, because that's really everyone in the group. And this is
mhm,
maybe what makes it exceptional, because each of the singers that works with him as a facilitator is in their own right a master.
mhm, mhm,
But no one shows up on stage like, look at me, I'm a master. They are
mhm,
all there in service of the music.
mm,
They are all there in service of love and joy. And they will tell you, like, we get up here and we just want to share the joy and the love that we're feeling inside.
mhm,
And
mhm,
you feel it. And I mean, 14
mm.
people on stage,
Woo.
and that's where their head, all their heads and hearts are. And they're connected to the music. Ricky,
Mhm,
it is like, I mean, I think if you brought sick people into that circle, they would be
mhm,
cured from
mhm,
the just the level of love vibration that happens.
mhm,
And this year it was at Grace Cathedral in San Francisco, which I'm sure
mhm,
you know.
mhm,
So it was just amplified by the energy that is that place.
mhm, mhm,
And the last night, and this is Bobby's idea, is that you sing, there's a circle that goes for 24 hours continuously. There is someone
mm,
singing for 24 hours without end, and people go to sleep and come back. And
mhm, mhm.
Ricky, I
I think I
mean,
can do it. Look here, Sue. Don't get no ideas. I already see Sue. She's So Sue's already doing it. Well, you know, when we do the spring revival, we might be able to do, because I'm supposed to be doing the Carolina Spring Revival in
Ooh,
North Carolina. And
okay.
we're looking forward someplace that's out in nature, or maybe close to the beach, or close to the trees, or
Hmm.
close to the mountain, you know, where we get to be together and to have space for sound healing, you know, that and I don't mean just crystal bowls, and I mean our voices together, you
Hmm.
know. Singing is an amazing thing. Arne Batson, the work with Sweet Honey and the Rock, Bobby McFerrin,
Yes.
people who do Maggie Wheeler, and there are a whole lot of folks who do these choirs, where they're learning songs where you have this part and you have this part, and it's easy to put it together. What I
Hmm.
like about the circle song, that feels like one group is singing boop 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 doop, you know, doo doop doo doop, and another group is going boop boop
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
boop boop boop
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
boop boop
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
boop boop. And you know, with now you can do that. I've seen you do it, you know, with technical help, you know, with instrument, with a what you
Looper.
call it, yeah, with what you call it,
The looper.
with the looper.
Uh-huh.
I've seen lots of people use the looper, and they build their sound using the looper. But when you don't have a looper, you got real people, and they can sing those parts. It's like, oh,
Yes. Yes, it's another energy. And
yeah.
that's what we're trying to do on Tuesdays.
Hmm.
And you know, it kind of works. The more people you have, the better. So if you're interested, come on down. But
Okay.
yeah, it's because it's that element of that other energy of that person. Like on the looper, it's all me, and it's nice. I can do the sounds I want, but like
Hmm.
when this other person is giving their voice, the timbre
Hmm.
of their voice, the energy that's behind their voice,
Hmm. Hmm.
it's so much richer. And the things that can just happen there,
Hmm.
because what I'm learning to do, which is what I saw them do in Bobby McFerrin group, is you read the energy. You know,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
go in there with an idea maybe,
Hmm.
but then there's all these other people that are bringing what they're bringing, and maybe someone sneezes. I'm Bobby McFerrin would do this all the time. Someone would sneeze, or someone would just say something. I don't know, "Oh, my dog is sick," and he would turn that
That
into
into
a
something.
whole orchestrated
Hmm.
song with
Hmm.
200 people, you
Yeah.
know? So the thing of doing it with other people is if you're open and available to it, the potential of all the people that are there can come into that song,
Yeah.
and you're co-creating.
That's community. And
Yes.
that it's another way that community is happening with the song circle.
Yeah.
You know, you can see all kinds of communities. I see Terry Dean is on, and next week we're going to have Candace Thomas, who is an intuitive who shows entrepreneurs and teachers and professionals how to use their intuition to create tangible results.
Mm.
But she also is like one of the founding members of the Sound of Auras meditation circle #1 in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Hmm.
You know, and so like uh but um Terry having all of these different people come together in community to be still. I don't know. I just saw Terry there, and I just thought about people who meet, and I thought about Candace, who's going to be on next week. So I just went there. But
Mm.
in terms of what you were talking about specifically, and I love it because you're with people who are in the room. They're not on a Zoom,
Yeah.
they're in the room, you
Yes.
know, they're in the
Yeah.
room again, you know,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the room again, singing together again.
Yeah.
And people are loving those kinds of things, you know. If I, you know, I like the Bee Hood because I like what happens there, you
Mhm,
know.
mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
maybe one day when you show up in the Bee Hood, maybe one time we can do a circle song experience where you'll guide us, and
I'd love that.
we'll do something with everybody there. That'd be
Okay. I'd love that. That'd be really fun. That'd be really, really fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The adventure of it, the beauty of it, you know. So tell me this. What
Okay.
is do you have like because I know in your song you're singing about Yemanja. Or
Mhm.
Is it Yemanja?
In Brazil, it's Yemanja.
Yemanja. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
let's tell us about Yemanja. Tell us about your spiritual practice,
Okay.
and you know, just how you do what you do.
I'm still figuring that out. But anyway, so so Yemanja, for people who don't know, so that the Africans who were enslaved and brought to the Americas, many of them already had their own spiritual practice, and I know you know this, Ricky, but many people from the Yoruba
Mm-hmm.
in Nigeria came to Bahia. It's really literally like right across the Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
And so they brought the Orishas, who were part of their religious practices. I think there it's called Ifa.
Mm-hmm.
And the Orishas are like deities or angels, supreme beings, master spirits. Some are humans who evolved and then became deities. And so the knowledge and the practices and the worship and the ritual of this religion is very present in Bahia still because so many people came and they were able to preserve it. And
Mm-hmm.
so Yemanja is the Orisha or goddess of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And what I believe, what I understand about her importance to and her belovedness in Brazilian society is because, you know, all those people, they came across the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
How's a 2 or 3 month journey,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I imagine that there was a lot of fear, you know, be on the water for, you cannot see land for that long. Who you gonna pray to?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then when you get there, you've arrived safe on dry land, you know, thank
Mm-hmm.
you to the ocean. The fishermen also, you know, Brazil is very coastal. So the fishermen will give praise to Yemanja because they going back out on the water to get the fish that sustain them,
Mm-hmm.
that sustain their families. So there's a real reverence to the ocean, the life that it gives, the
Mm-hmm.
protection it gave our ancestors who came.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a real respect for it, understanding that, you know, if she wants to take you out in a hurricane or a storm, she's going to take you
Mm-hmm.
out.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot of songs in Brazil to Yemanja because she's very beloved.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I've always had a really strong connection to the ocean. And this
Mm-hmm.
particular song is actually a translation and a remake of a song by an Afro-Brazilian artist named Serena Assumpção.
Mm-hmm.
And what I liked about the song is that she talks about the ocean and nature as being a part of herself. Like she identifies with the God that's in nature that's also in her,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which I could relate to. Because when
Mm-hmm.
I think of Yemanja, I don't see the image of a mermaid with long hair. I feel the energy of the ocean
Mm-hmm.
and the divinity and the essence of God that is in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I heard and felt in the song. And
Mm-hmm.
during the pandemic, as I think many of us did, we had a lot of time to create and try to make sense of things through music. And that
Mm-hmm.
song came to me and I said, I want to do this in English and record it. And it was all vocal at first
Mm-hmm.
with the
Mm-hmm.
loop. And a friend of mine heard, I just sent it to a friend of mine who was a producer. And he was like, I said, well, what do you think? He said, oh my God, let's make this into a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we were, you know, couldn't go out to any studios. So we reached out to musician friends and I had been to Ethiopia, as you know. We have some friends in common there. And I reached out to, do you remember Girum, who plays guitar?
Yes.
Girum?
Yes.
He plays guitar on it.
Yeah, I saw it.
He was
Didn't you do a
playing
video? Didn't you do? Did you do a video? I saw him playing guitar on something on that you have.
you know what? I do have a video of him. I will eventually put it together and
Mm-hmm.
play and release it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he recorded himself playing guitar. And there
Mm-hmm.
was a brother in Mali that played
Mm-hmm.
the balafon.
Mm-hmm.
The producer, he's from Kenya, living in Bahia, and then a Bahian played drums. So we were
Mm-hmm.
able to come together in virtual community to create the
Mm-hmm.
song.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
that's how it happened.
Yeah,
So,
virtual community. Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah. So now
yeah,
you're having a good time in real community, in real
yes.
presence.
It's precious.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really precious.
So what's your spiritual practice? It used to, but so is your spiritual practice to, what is it? What does a day in the life of you look like? When
Mm.
you rise or when you shut it down? What is there rich? I mean, because listen, you coming in Brazil, you have all kinds of ceremony, you have all
Yeah.
kinds of ritual, all kinds of ways of honoring the divine.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you call it. As
Yeah.
I mean, there's a there's a strong love for God there.
Yes.
But I'm talking about you. And I gotta say this. No one would believe that you graduated from college in 1993. I said she graduated from college. She's 10 years old.
Those little child savants. No. My mama gave me
Yeah.
good genes.
Yeah, she did.
Um,
Yes, she did.
but yeah, oh, that's a hard question, Ricky, because I always feel like I'm not as much on my spiritual practice as I would like to be in terms of doing something routinely. But what feels good to do, and I try to do as much as possible, is meditation and chanting.
Mm-hmm.
And I really connect to the Sri Vidya
Mm-hmm.
from India,
Mm-hmm.
which is like it's tantra, but not the way it is in the West,
Mm-hmm.
because the way it is there, the whole thing is about finding God in everything, and that
Mm-hmm.
you don't need to go onto a mountain and meditate to find
Mm-hmm.
God. Find God
Mm-hmm.
when you're in the kitchen cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Find God when your children are screaming, and find God
Mm-hmm.
in the trap. Like, God is in everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to do those mantras.
Mm-hmm.
I like to practice yoga because I feel like, when we're moving our body with consciousness and
Mm-hmm.
breath, that's opening
Mm-hmm.
us up.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And then I really, when I get on stage, I feel like that's part of my spiritual practice too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
not an everyday practice, but I am very aware when I get up there, and I always ask for spirit, sing through
Mm-hmm.
me.
Mm-hmm.
Let
Mm-hmm.
me connect to you. Let me, and it doesn't happen all the time, but when it does happen, I'm there with spirit, and it feels like it's a practice. It feels like, and I'm sure, this, but there's something that comes through you and cleans you and heals you. And, there's
Mm-hmm.
a practice happening in that as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think that, and being in nature as much as I can as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well,
So
hey, that's what I love is that it's an honest answer. It's an honest answer. People, there are all kinds of ways to pray and love God,
mm,
and connect in God. And if you are seeing God in everything, everywhere you go, you see God. You know, your practice is your practice is already active.
hmm,
It's not just a ritual. It's a
hmm.
ceremony. It's a ceremony of life. You know,
Oh, that's
and
nice.
yeah, and I feel like that's what you. I feel like that's what you just articulated. It's like where I go, for me to be fully present there, is my spiritual practice.
Oh, shit.
You know,
I'm
yeah,
trying.
you know. Well, but you're from Los Angeles,
Yeah.
and young people from people from LA are different. now, now,
We're good
yeah,
people.
but,
You
well,
get a bad rap.
y'all a little different. It's
You
like
get a bad rap.
you're a little people from every region is different in their region. I mean, when you get to, you go like, if you lived in Atlanta, you go like, people from Atlanta are really different.
Hmm.
you know you get to Charlotte, you go like, people from Charlotte, they're different. But people
Hmm.
from LA are really different, and you're different this way. Now, I've been in LA for like 42 years, and it was prophesied for me to come to LA.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, it came up. I mean, I didn't, it's like people just came out giving me readings, folks who read my charts, everything
Huh.
said, you need to go to the West.
Wow.
And I even wrote a song about the gypsy. Speaking of songs, you need to do your version of My Oh My's Time to Fly.
Wow.
And this is a song I wrote on my album, My Oh My, It's Time to Fly. You should record it. And
Okay.
I'll
I'm
get
listening.
I'll put a
I'm
little
writing it
chicken.
down.
I'll put a little
Okay.
chicken in for you. You can do it, and you can do it in English, and you can also do it in Portuguese.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
And
you gonna sing it for us? I can hear it.
it's a hit. And but with you singing, we're gonna make a lot of money.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Go say, my oh my, I think it's time to fly. It's such a thing to fly. It's such a thing to leave the ground so close and familiar. So hold me high as I ascend to fly. I don't know what the word is there, but it's something like taking the air with speed I never owned, faster than I have flown. Upward I go, and oh, how the fear will tell you no, how there's no way you're gonna make it through. But don't listen and don't slow down. If you are the one whose time has come to fly so high and not afraid to fly, God of the wind is guiding me, clearing all the turbulence in my mind. Oh, time stands still as I approach the hill. The truth is calling me with such velocity. Upward I go, and oh, how the fear will tell you no, how there's no way you're gonna make it through. But don't listen and don't slow down. Don't listen and don't slow down. I can't listen and I can't slow down. 'Cause baby, I'm the one whose time has come to fly. Oh, to fly feels so good to fly. Oh, fly, it feels so good to try. Oh, fly, won't you come and try?
That's beautiful, Rickie.
Yeah, isn't that a great
I want to
song?
sing that.
You,
Yes.
girl, you gonna kill it.
Yes. Oh, I'm already thinking like, okay, what parts could I translate in Portuguese? Do it half and half?
Yeah.
Yes. I was
Yeah.
actually going to ask you for a project that's coming up, but I don't know. We talk about that later. But I really wanted to do one of your songs.
Yeah, they're good.
They
bring good. They bring good karma. You know, it's like there's so much that comes in the door with those songs. Any of them.
They heal.
That
They really do.
and people, when people want to find that song, your face is gonna come up.
You know what song of yours has been in my head? And I was just walking around with my mom yesterday downtown singing it.
Walking around with my mom.
Stay, don't stay. No, but it was Sing Through My Heart.
Oh, you too?
Yes.
Oh, sing a little bit of it.
Sing through my heart. Oh God, my strength, my joy, my everything.
Wow. Sing a little bit. Sing a little bit more. I'm not going to play just so that they can hear your voice.
Oh wait, I need lyrics though. See, I know the melodies,
Just
but
just sing that part. Sing that part again.
did I
Sing
forget
through.
line?
No, that was right. That was right. Sing it again without the piano.
Sing through my heart, oh God, my strength, my joy, my everything.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a great
You,
song.
you made a beautiful song. Ricky, that song gives me chills. Not because I'm singing it, but I looked it up on YouTube the other day. I was like, I want to look at the old choir songs, the ones that we'd be up there
Mhm.
like in the stands, just like
Yeah.
crying and trembling,
Yeah.
just because. Oh,
Yeah.
that was one
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
My
That
heart.
was a great song. I think that's
Ooh,
one of my favorite songs of the choir because um I wasn't trying to make it anything
mm,
commercial. Not that
mhm,
I was doing that ever in the choir. The chants were the chants. So they were repetitive and they were like a mantra. They were like, and some people call my chants mantras. But Sing
mm.
Through My Heart was like a prayer to God,
Oof,
because
yeah.
I wanted to write a song for Miriam Green,
Hmm.
because Miriam Green worked in the mailroom, and a lot of times she had to meet with people doing stupid things. Like, I mean, like, and she also printed up things that they would need for different things,
Mm,
and sometimes people would approach her not so nice,
mm,
and in a spiritual community,
mm.
So what happens with that is sometimes they would meet the hard side of her,
Huh.
but I knew her heart
Yeah. Yeah.
was a beautiful, soft heart. Was a beautiful heart, man. And she wasn't this kind of person, but it was like that was coming off because it was a stressful way that things were coming at her. And I,
Mm,
so when I wrote the song, because I always considered that she was a very beautiful singer,
hmm.
but I also knew that she had that soft side.
Okay.
And I wrote that song for Miriam Green to
Wow.
sing, for her to
Wow.
sing. I mean, I wrote it for God, but when I wrote it, when I was like, sing through my heart, oh God, my strength. And she nailed it. She nailed it.
Yes, she did. She did.
You know,
Woo.
and I love all the words, and let the dream of what I'm not be over. All over.
Yes.
My God, you're what I am. Oh, lift my eyes to see only your will.
Mhm.
That's my spiritual
It is prayer.
practice.
It
See,
is.
that's my spiritual practice. It's like, lift my eyes to see only
Mhm.
your will.
Yes.
Because it's
Yeah.
good.
It's good.
It's
And it's
good.
so much bigger than ours.
Yeah. 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 How about that part? Now, I'm going to have a good time next week with Candace, who is the intuitive, So she's going to say,
Yeah.
well, how to use your intuition to get tangible results,
Oh,
and but
into
I
that.
feel, see, I feel like when we're in alignment with God,
Mhm. Mhm.
we are using that.
Yes.
You might
Yes.
not recognize it as that, but having somebody come in to show you how to trust that
Yeah,
is a beautiful thing, you
absolutely.
know. But in the but to be able to really get that God, that you said it earlier when you was like, well, God is all there is God is in me, you know. Like, I'm not trying to get to God. I wake up and I'm in God. My spiritual practice is to be, and to see God everywhere I go. I mean, that mantra you were saying from India and what,
Mm,
you know, what
Sri
it, what it,
Video.
what it represents, so
Mhm.
let me know if I'm making stuff up. But I thought that's what you
Oh
said.
yeah, that's the essence of Sri Vidya is that God is in everything. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
the
And
practice is finding that and seeing that. Yeah.
well, I mean, so do you find that in your foods that you eat? I mean, or do you just shut down and just eat the worst things in the whole wide world and ask God to help you be strong?
um. Yeah. See, man, I don't drink, I don't smoke, but food's
Oh,
my drug.
wait, hold
I
this.
love
This says,
food.
I'm sorry, this says, oh my gosh, Miriam Green sang this to me when I was in a coma in 2014. And they
Oh,
said, I smiled.
wow, wow.
That's what Martin said. Hi, Martin.
Ooh.
And I'm so glad you're on the thread. And thank you for that very creative
Hi,
birthday
Martin.
card you sent. Martin Weech is just an angel. And I'm glad that he's on the thread. This is a great group. Reverend Harriet Walden is on the thread. Mardell, Shani. Woo! Come on, y'all. Y'all are in the house. Woo-wee. I didn't know that, Martin. I didn't know that. That's
That's
deep. But
amazing.
but that but that's
The
what
power of that song.
that's what music will do. Music
Mhm.
can music can do that. And
Yes.
a lot of times musicians, especially singers or musicians like a Bobby McFerrin, that like Georgia told me, she says singers are musicians. Because
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh, we're not. I said, I'm not a musician. You know, I don't play like Ben Dowley. He's a musician. She was like, no, you're a musician. She
Mhm.
says, you're a musician. She said, a singer is a musician.
Yeah.
And she gave
Absolutely.
me a different way to hold myself that I stopped diminishing.
Uh-huh.
Because in my head, it was like, well, I'm not a musician. They're a musician. It's like, no, you're a musician. You wrote all this music. You're a
Absolutely.
musician, you know.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? The ways we judge our talents and ourselves
Right.
based on what somebody else judged of us. And
Right.
we
Yeah.
and we took it, I took it on.
Yeah. 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 Now I
You
can
know,
relate.
I, I took on somebody else's opinion.
When I first started singing professionally, this was in Sao Paulo, and I was terrified. And I was like, I was in the same thing. I don't know enough about music. And but I had told Spirit was like, get up and sing, and I did. And one of the people I learned with, I'm so thankful to him. He was an older musician, piano player, and he pulled me aside one day and he said, you don't trust what you're doing, and you think that you're not a musician because you didn't study. He said, I can tell you that you are doing things that people don't learn in school. He was like, this is in you. You are a musician and you can
Mhm.
trust it. Like,
Mm.
you
Isn't that
know,
isn't that wonderful?
it was a blessing.
Oh
It was
yeah,
a blessing. And he
yeah.
recognized, and
And he
and to
had
be able to sing, and we are the first instrument. How can we not be musicians?
right,
The
right.
voice is the first instrument.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's but you can, when somebody beats up on you and with their opinions about things, it can wipe out and you're in love with them, you're in bed with them, you know, it's like it gets
Mm,
on you. Sometimes their negativity gets on you,
right.
and it did, but because I remember when I first went to New York, I had nothing but love around me, loving musicians who who saw me high, even though I was this little country girl from Atlanta coming to New York, you know, green, or they would go wet behind the ears. They used to say wet behind the ears, you know, don't, didn't know nothing about nothing. And it was just like they loved me. They loved my talent. They said to me what he said to you. And they were blown away by where I would go with songs. And I
Huh.
was just, and I just took it all in. But then you get into later on, you grow and you pair up with people who want to see you as this and themselves as that. And
Mhm.
you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
but it got, we got very clear about that about a week or so ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah. Georgia don't take no time to clear it up in your head. I raised my kids to help me. And it's like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
good for me to get that, because it's like it was just something, it was like they say a lie acts like the truth. If a lie
Mhm.
believed acts like the truth.
It was fake news.
Yeah, fake.
That was
Come
some
on,
fake
girl.
news.
It was fake
That was
fake
some fake
news.
news.
You know, well, I can't believe what time it is, and I
Oh
still got.
wow.
So my question is there a debt we owe to the town that we come from?
Oh, a debt.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Is there something that you owe LA?
I don't know, Ricky. I am trying to figure that out in my head right now because I've been here for 5.5 months this time. So I've been here for
Mhm,
a long time, and I'm feeling a very strong connection to LA, and
mhm,
and I am feeling like there's something here for me that I never allowed to come through because of a
mm,
lot of fake news in my head around what it meant to be a musician in LA.
mhm,
What it, excuse me, meant to be a singer in LA,
mhm, mhm,
whether I had the right and the talent to do that.
mhm.
So maybe I owe LA a chance to see what it truly is for me as a singer. I think I have never given it that chance. So yeah, maybe I
Mhm.
do owe a debt to LA. I have a
Yeah,
debt.
yeah. Wow, that's that's a good answer.
You got some good questions.
Well, but sometimes we leave the hometown. I mean, you can see it with people who leave. They might leave Brazil and never come back again.
Yeah.
Or live in Africa and they come here.
Mhm.
Or like I left Charlotte, North Carolina. But I feel like my works in the world are there. When I find out that people in Charlotte use my music,
Ooh,
and
nice.
in their churches and stuff, it's not like I feel like uh, to be able to um, have people benefit from your love of God
Mm,
is there is no debt there. There's only
okay.
grace. Like really, God loves you so much, Alissa. God, you are the daughter of God. You are so loved. You know, and when you share your gifts in community, I can't wait for you to get with a bunch of little kids and have them doing circle songs. You talking about having some fun?
Well, hey, when is Kumba coming back? When are you
Hey,
gonna have the summer school?
we'll see. Let's talk about it. That might be where that might be a mantle that you take up. You
I
know,
would love that.
So you have the circle songs on Tuesday nights at the New World Stage at 7
Yes.
p.m. On Tuesday nights at 7 p.m., you can find this beautiful being, Alissa Sanders, on the New World Stage, and you can also find her new release, which is entitled Yemanja. Okay, so her name is that's her. Look at her.
I
Look
thought
at
that was
God.
you, Ricky. Wait a minute.
Yeah, no, you no 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 no. Now that's you this time. And it's been so wonderful to have you here. You're so intelligent. We've never really chopped it up like this.
I know. Okay,
You
so
know,
so we gonna have to sit down for some tea, and
yeah, and plan some things together. Bring you on the Kuumba team.
I would love that. I really would. I
Yeah,
really would.
really very briefly, I was coming from a funeral yesterday, and man, I could talk about that funeral, but I won't.
Oh,
And on the way coming from, I know it was fantastic. But coming from the funeral, it took me because it was in Compton. It took me through. I was coming down Imperial Highway, and it took me through past Nickerson Gardens,
oh,
where I used to, the last few years of the summer camp, I would go there to pick up the children to take them on the field trips that we would take them on.
uh-huh.
And I saw the projects, and I looked at it, and I remembered my work there and how good it was and how good it felt. And I
Mhm,
did and I
mhm.
did a I did a blessing, but I was clear that that is not where my work is right now.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
I don't know where it is, but it is. But our work is in helping people, and we were helping children there. you know, but it's in serving people and sharing our gifts to make sure everybody's good,
Yeah.
you know. So, and I don't know how and here we go, you and I into the zone of like, I don't know how it's going to unfold, but I know it's going to be beautiful,
I think we're both comfortable in that zone, Rickie.
Yeah. Well, that's the creative zone.
Yeah.
That's a very creative zone. So we'll get together real soon. And hopefully you can make it to by the way, there's no Sunday devotional this week. This week I'll be in Detroit celebrating Alma Greer's 90th birthday. Queen Alma Greer turns 90. She's amazing. And she has her platform is literacy, and she gets little children to read and other people reading. Her literacy is big on her agenda. And she's 90 years old. I'm going there to celebrate her because that's my friend. And but we will be back live and in living color November 5th in the B Hood. And I want you to join us. So and I'll be at the New World stage November 10th in concert. Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna be there.
And I'm gonna do some I'm gonna make up my own circle song. I'm going like, now you do boop boop. Boop boop. But
it's basically that.
Yeah, I know. I got it today. I got it. I understood it today. But I understood from watching you, watching your freedom and then I got it. I was like, I know what they're doing. Yeah.
I would love for you to come on a Tuesday if you'd like.
I was coming last night, but something got in the way of it. But I will come next Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay.
They want to get dressed up, so you can come in costume if you want.
Was that Halloween? Oh no, I ain't coming next Tuesday. Oh no, baby. I ain't coming out there no Tuesday night, no Halloween. I'll come the following week, okay?
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have it the following week.
Okay, so thank you. Thank you so very much, my beautiful friend.
Thank you, Rickie. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's an honor to share this space with you. You're someone that I just so admire, and I'm so thankful for the time I've been able to spend with you and sing with you. And I haven't had the opportunity to tell you that. So thank you for just you give so much. And I know everyone on the call would agree. You know, you've healed so many, you've transformed so many lives through your music. So thank you.
Thank you. I remember one time I said, do you know this song? Ponta, I said Ponta de Area, and you say Ponta de Area.
Ponta de Area, ponto final. I'm gonna prepare that song for you, Rickie. We're gonna do that one.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I love you, girl.
I love you too, Rickie. Thank you.
Everybody I will see you soon. Nelson Marquez. What? Denise Barker. Everybody loading in now. That's time to go home.
Oh,
show your face. Show your face.
Go back and watch from the beginning. It was a good conversation.
It was a great conversation. Well, sometimes they're in the room, they just don't come into the thread. Yeah, but I want to thank everybody for joining us this evening, and for allowing yourself to go beyond the restrictions that you might have put in place, to be inspired by this beautiful songbird of love who courageously travels the world and learns about other people, and she watches how they do what they do, and she's not going there with an agenda. She's going there with a heart open to learn, and to share. And look how beautiful look who she is. So, maybe we can learn from that. Maybe we can. But in the meantime, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Yeah. Ashe. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God.